I'm just looking at Gareth Southgate's profile. He's been the England manager for nearly 10 years. I mean, that makes him the third longest serving England manager of all time. Well done, Gareth. Anyway, hello everyone, welcome back to more Careering Onwards with me, Mr. Grand 2, here at Liverpool as we reach the business end of the season, and today another big episode in terms of competitions that we want to win this season with decisive games in the Champions League and also the FA Cup. First of all though, we have to start with our new intake of youth players, which never really mentioned much in the video because at Cambridge and at Leicester and at Borussia Monchengladbach it was all pretty rubbish, but this is our first youth intake at Liverpool, and actually we've got somebody who looks genuinely really good. We'll look at him in a second, but what's also interesting, this is the first time that I've noticed anyway, I might have missed it, but we appear to have poached some of these players from other youth teams or other clubs. There's players, this guy from Leicester, Dominic Simpson, apparently, this guy from Watford, this guy from Bristol Rovers, and this guy from Nice as well, which is interesting. But the one I want to particularly mention, well, Mick Hogan, he could emerge as one of the best players of his generation, and when we click on him you'll see that actually for once that might well be true. He's 16 years old, he's a left back, and he is, well, he looks like the kind of player who I would be prepared to buy and play in the first team as a left back now. I mean, there's areas to work on. The biggest issue is his 9 pace, but everything else, 5-star potential. I mean, the pace is the only thing. If we can train that up to at least a 12, then he should be really very special and could even move into the first team very, very quickly. The potential left-footed Trent Alexander-Arnold. So that's very exciting indeed. Also relatively exciting has been our form recently since last time. We've not played many games since last time, but the games we have played have been very successful. 3 wins on the bounce in the league and in the cup, and that has helped us out immeasurably. Starting of course with the FA Cup 5th round against Reading, which, well, as you can see, we nearly got knocked out, nearly made it incredibly difficult for ourselves. They took the lead in the 17th minute, they then doubled it in the 26th minute. They were 2-0 up before half an hour. 2 goals from Carlos Exposito, not the same as Esposito, Exposito. He's on loan from Spurs, looks relatively good. He's French, another French player with the future is very bright for the French national team. It's a good job we're in charge of them. But 2 golden oldies fought back for us. Son Heung-min, Sadio Mane, both off the bench to get the job done, equalising for us. We should have probably won it in normal time, certainly in extra time. We didn't. It took a penalty shootout to get the job done. They missed their first penalty. We scored all of ours and we went through. And our reward for that is actually a pretty good reward, because our quarter-final opponents are Brentford, which is probably the best, and well, they're the only Championship team left in the competition, so we won't be complacent like we were against Reading. Nearly, we will play a full-strength team for that one, I think, if we can. But yeah, pretty good draw. Obviously, we knocked out Chelsea. Arsenal already knocked out as well, and Man City drawn with Manchester United. So that is one of the 2 main rivals, really, to win the trophy, who are going to get knocked out at the quarter-final stage for sure. And then since then, 2 league games, no clean sheets. We've not been amazing defensively, particularly recently, but a 2-1 win against Brighton and Hove Albion first of all. Mohamed Salah gave us the lead. They fought back through Gorakez, but then Bentancur with a fantastic goal to give us all 3 points, and then he was on the score sheet again in a very, very exciting topsy-turvy game against Manchester United. They took the lead through Angel Correa. We then battled back again for the 3rd game in a row to get all 3 points. Dembele, Bentancur and Vujovic on the score sheet. Ansu Fati scored late on for them, but it was not enough. A 3-2 win at Old Trafford, a huge result against one of our local rivals, and with that, Manchester City losing their most recent game. They lost 1-0 to Chelsea. Chelsea doing us a big favour, and it means that the gap has been cut down to 4 points. Obviously still massively an advantage for them with 8 games to go, but we are at least within sight of them again. But we're taking a break from the league today because we have got to play, as said, Bayern Munich in the second leg of our Champions League knockout round game at Anfield. We lost the first leg, of course, 1-0 in Germany, which is not ideal, but not not insurmountable. And then we are playing Brentford in the FA Cup quarter-final, but definitely probably our most realistic prospect of a trophy. Well, I've just named my France squad for a couple of friendlies we've got against Iceland and Scotland, and apparently because Benfica and Bayern Munich hate me, they've decided to withdraw Alphonse Areola and Lucas Hernandez from the squad. I mean, that's nice, isn't it? I'd quite like the Bayern Munich job one day. Why do they hate me? Anyway then, Bayern Munich in the Champions League. This is pretty big. I mean, they apparently hate me because they've withdrawn Lucas Hernandez from my France squad. So let's show them that we're better. Frankie de Jong's got a bit of an injury. It's a tight groin. He's fine. So that means the team is pretty much full strength. Alisson in goal, Jamal Lewis at left back, Foucher and Van Dijk in central defence with Alexander-Arnold on the right hand side, De Jong, Bentancur and Paqueta in the middle with Salah on the left, Vujovic on the right and Moussa Dembele up front. It's a pretty settled team and recent form has been pretty good. The only question marks, Paqueta's come back in today in place of Salvador, who's done pretty well recently, all things considered, but he's just not, I don't know, I think Paqueta is more suited for these kind of games. And then Jamal Lewis, left back's definitely a question, so I'm glad our best regen is a really good left back. But Andy Robertson did play against Reading and I had to take him off at half time because he was pretty much dreadful. So he is probably going to be moved on in the summer. I mean, he still looks physically really good and he still apparently is very highly rated, but whenever he's played this season, certainly the last few times he's played, he's been an absolute liability. Obviously, we know their team from the first leg. Of course, Benjamin Pavard and Lucas Hernandez, two of my key men for the French national side, although I principally play Pavard as a right back, still in the centre of defence. It's a very experienced defence and a very youthful attacking lineup. But, I mean, we've got to win this. We have to win this game. It's as simple as that, and we've got to win it by a clear margin of goals. I mean, what a 1-0 win would set up extra time. A 2-0 win would be fine. A 2-1 win and we go out. It's that kind of game, really. But an early goal would be good. Lots of pressure from Bayern on the ball when we've got it. But we'll keep being sensible, not doing anything too silly. Mohamed Salah beats one, beats two. Can he find a good cross in? He can. Bentancur nods it on. He's nodded on to Moussa Dembele and he looked offside. But apparently he's not, and it's his 19th goal of the season. Great work from Mohamed Salah. Lovely direct running from him, and he doesn't cut inside too much. He gets lucky, actually, from Kimmich. Bentancur with a header on. Dembele reacts quicker than Neubel and heads home to give us an early advantage. And their goal is instantly cancelled out. As things stand, of course, it will be going to extra time. But we don't want that to happen if we can avoid it. Pavard sets up Everton. Reckers is well tackled by Foucher, and Alisson clears it to Mohamed Salah again on the left hand side. He goes inside this time to Paqueta, who has to go back to the defence, but Foucher finds a great ball out to Vujovic against his old club, and again he's not happy about playing against his old team. Bayern Munich immediately looking to respond, and they have done. Christian Rasmussen with his 4th of the season. That was a quick, well worked goal from a throw in from David Alaba, and we're caught napping a bit there, nearly went 2-0 up, and instead now it's 1-1 and it's advantage Bayern Munich. They've got the away goal that we couldn't get in Germany. One more goal is not enough for us. We've got to get another one. Paqueta, driving run from him. He's been forced wide though, but he offloads to Jamal Lewis, who is, he goes back to De Jong when there was other options potentially there, and Bentancur with a dreadful pass to Ricardo Reckers, who luckily drags his shot wide. Absolutely appalling from Bentancur. Well, it started off really well, but at half time it's not going well. I expect to see a much better showing in the second half. Most of them don't seem particularly bothered by that. Well, some of them certainly don't. 1-1, we are going out as things stand, and not on away goals. We're just going out. We're going out on aggregate scoreline. We need 2 goals. It's that simple. I'm going to have to go attacking, I think. We'll see what happens as a result of this highlight. De Jong driving in field. Silly ball to Vujovic. We get away with it though. Vujovic, can he do something useful? Finds Trent Alexander-Arnold, puts it across to Lucas Paqueta, and we are back in front on the night, but it's not going to be enough. We still need another goal. It's a great worked goal though. Good work from Vujovic. Trent with the ball across to Lucas Paqueta. That's why he's in there, because he loves goals like that one. And, well, 2-1, 2-2, not enough yet. Paqueta knows he's gone to get the ball. We need another goal, and we need to not be conceding. That's why I don't want to go attacking. Rasmussen with a great chance, but Alisson holds on to it. I don't want to go attacking unless we absolutely have to, because we'll leave ourselves very vulnerable. Mohamed Salah is stopped by Kimmich, but Lewis gets it back straight away, and Salah's in again. Ball across to Vujovic, and he's done it. Marko Vujovic finally finds the target against his old club. We finally get that sort of standard FM luck. Bentancur puts it forwards. It's a good run from Salah. Great ball across, and that they do that so often, and when it works, it's brilliant. Salah to Vujovic to fire home 3-1. We're going through as things stand. I mean, there's a temptation to maybe go more defensive, but I think we don't normally do well if we do that. That just invites pressure from the opposition. Let's just keep it as it is. If we can get another goal, then that would make things a lot easier. Jamal Lewis to Mohamed Salah. De Jong gets there in time to clean things up. Foucher looking for Dembele, not the best option maybe. He's giving the ball away, and Bayern can strike back. Another goal for them would be, well, probably curtains for us, I would think, even at this stage. Kimmich on the right into Maya. Everton's there, not him. Great tackle from Alexander-Arnold to clear it, but they're coming back again. Alaba across, and it's a brilliant chance, which luckily goes over from Arnavs. Right, I've not made any changes. It's very, very tight. We better take Mohamed Salah off, because as amazing as he's been today, he's apparently only on 6.9. I would have thought he would be on a lot higher than that. I think he's been brilliant, but he's so crucial. We can't afford for him to get injured, and I think, hopefully, well, a goal for Bayern here and we're done. But I think, well, we've done it. We've managed to do it. We did exactly what we needed to do. It looked very sketchy when Bayern equalised, but 2 goals in the second half. We really dug deep, and it's 3-1 on the night. We go through 3-2 on aggregate. Excellent stuff, boys. That was not looking very good for a while, but we got exactly what we needed to do done, and we are through to the quarter-finals. Oh, well, there we go. I mean, that's what we've been doing recently. We've been battling back from a losing position, and it's not exactly good for the old heart, but we got the job done. Well, meanwhile, in the Premier League, Manchester City getting a 91st minute winner from Phil Foden against Southampton, which I think is, obviously it hasn't sealed the title for them, but that's the kind of result they're getting, and I think we're probably not going to be able to stop them this year. As long as we're not sacked, though, we're definitely going to stay for next season. I mean, this is a big job. It's the first truly big job we've had, so I don't see any reason to think about even beginning to think about leaving. As long as the board want to keep us, then we are going to stay. But right, we're going to sign these youth contract players. Apparently just these 4. We haven't checked the other ones out. Phil Shipton looks awful. Paul Booth looks pretty terrible too. Luminia looks awful too, but at least Hogan looks amazing. We'll get him signed to a professional contract as soon as possible, and then get him trained up on that pace. Alright then, quarter-final and semi-final draw. We've got the options of Barcelona, AC Milan, Real Madrid, Manchester City, PSG, Juventus, and Atletico Madrid. I don't really like any of them. Probably Milan would be the best option, but none of them are ideal. Let's avoid City if we at all can. We do. They get Milan though, because obviously. So, I mean, I'd like to avoid. Well, we've avoided PSG. That's good. One of the Spanish teams we will get, and we get Real Madrid. Again, they're the other team that we play quite a lot on this year's game, other than PSG, really. But I don't know. How good are they? Currently top of La Liga. How far are they ahead? 6 points clear of Atletico Madrid. Well, that's just fun, isn't it? And that'll be next time. Then we will play both legs in the same episode, along with the Huddersfield game as well. Of course, I think it might depend on what happens with the FA Cup semi-final if we get there, but that will certainly be what we do. But now we've got the FA Cup quarter-final against Brentford at Brentford's new Brentford Community Stadium. I think this is probably the best opportunity we have to win a trophy this season, so we're going to go as full strength as we can. Some guys not looking particularly in good condition, including Frankie de Jong. So I'm going to bring in Salvador for him, and then Paqueta as well, not looking amazing. There isn't really... I kind of use Salvador for both positions. Since we sold Fabinho in January, that's kind of the sort of area we need to get someone else in the summer, unless we promote one of the younger guys. But there's not really anyone particularly amazing. This guy, Ildefonso, but he looks okay, but he's not particularly fit at the moment either. We've got Naby Keita. I think I'm going to risk Keita. I think he should be okay. Everybody else is over 90% except for him, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold as well. We'll bring in Max Aarons on the right hand side, but we'll leave Trent on the bench. So those are the only two changes to the side. It's a risk, obviously, but I don't want a situation like we had against Reading. Hopefully we can just get the job done quickly, get a big lead in the first half, and then we don't have to worry about anything like extra time. Some decent players in Brentford's team, as you would expect, given their excellent transfer policy, including Lucas Mai, who we of course signed when we were at Leicester as a backup centre-back. He immediately got injured and has basically not played any football since he's come to England, until finally he's joined Brentford and he's actually getting some game time. So good luck to him today, but we're not looking particularly fresh. I did rest everybody, but there wasn't much time in between, so we're not looking amazingly in good condition, but hopefully enough to get the job done pretty quickly. Here's a corner. We've scored 2 minutes in. Marko Vujovic heading home for his 13th of the season from Mohamed Salah's corner. I mean, that's a pretty much ideal start, really. Pretty much ideal. If we can be 5-0 up by half-time, that would be amazing. Free kick from Salah from deep. Peacock Farrell has risen highest to claim it. And it's a weird start to a highlight. It's going to be Brentford coming forwards. Khalifa finds Pintor, who beats the defence. And, well, I could see that coming. John Bautista with his first goal of the season. Probably his first goal for the club as well. I can only assume it is. But Pintor, formerly of Lyon, I believe, flings it over, and I'm not sure what Alisson was trying to do there, but it wasn't make a save, and it's 1-1. We take the lead in the first minute. It's looking very relaxing, and then we let them equalise pretty much straight away. Great work, everyone. Well done. Throw in on the right-hand side. Vujovic back to Max Aarons. Finds Dembele. Aarons looking to put a cross into the box. He does. Vujovic smashing home. It wasn't really a cross, was it? It was more of a pass. But Marko, he's well up for this episode. That's his third goal of the day. Well, second of the game, but third goal of the episode, isn't it? Aarons slips it across. Vujovic, he's not going to miss from that kind of position. 2-1, back in front. Let's just get the job done, please. No more silly equalisers. Right, I'm lying by saying I'm very pleased with how things are going. I'm not, obviously. I will be pleased if we get another one. Salah's beaten the offside trap. He's found Dembele, but Dembele is tackled by Lucas Mai. But we get another opportunity. Keita, Jamal Lewis across. Dembele again. Another good chance for him. Salah with the corner in. It's knocked down to Foucher. Probably needs to be some time for some players to get substituted in a minute. Dembele knocks it down. Well, Dembele gets the knockdown from Salah and misses a point-blank range again. He is going to be coming off. That is for sure. Multiple chances he's missed today. Salah with a free kick. It goes over everybody. Although we've got a penalty apparently. Vujovic hits the post and then just stands still rather than going for the rebound. That would have sealed it. Hopefully that doesn't cost us. He's only taken that because he's on a hat-trick. It should have been Salah. I really don't know. Right, Keita on for Keita for a bit of rhyming to hopefully end the game. No more highlights would be good. And indeed we don't. 2-1. A little bit more nervy than it should have been. But I'm going to say it's a good win. Let's keep the morale up. We are in to the FA Cup semi-final. And that apparently fulfills the objective of challenging for silverware 1 year ahead of schedule, that's nice, isn't it? And Tottenham and Manchester City go through as well as Leeds from the other quarter-final. So who are we going to play? I'd prefer Leeds, to be honest. We're probably going to get Man City, aren't we? That's normally how things work. City out first, and we will be playing them. Obviously, we can't have nice things, can we? We just can't. Well, there we go. It's going to be straight after the second leg against Real Madrid, so that means that next time is going to be a massive cup bonanza as well. Both legs against Real Madrid. The goals from the Huddersfield game, if indeed there are any, we're out for revenge against them after what they did to us last time. The second leg against Madrid, and then we will play the FA Cup semi-final against Manchester City as well. We'll keep an eye on the league. Obviously, there's only going to be one game in between in domestic football. We've got international friendlies, but we will play the Newcastle game, and then that massive cup extravaganza. We'll just get it all out the way there and probably be eliminated from both competitions. We'll see what happens. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. Make sure